Well, now Solomon seems to shift his interest from the fact that he looked at wisdom and pleasure, both of the body and mind, and the accomplishments and hard labor, and he has recognized that all of those things apart from God are just vanity and chasing after the wind. And now he seems to take a look at perhaps some of the cases that he sat and tried to settle disputes and so on, but he looks in chapter 4 at oppression. And it's a shame when people are oppressed and there's tears of oppression and there's no one to comfort them. And he looks at the fact that a man without friends or without a mate wind up with no satisfaction because there's no one to leave the outcome of their hard work and their labor to. And they certainly see that two are better than one, and one falls, the other one is there to pick the other one up, and one is there to comfort the other. And he even goes so far as to exaggerate a little bit by saying if you have two people, they can lie down together and be warm. And when it's just one person, there's no one to get you warm. Certainly Jasmine, our cat, would agree with that, because she loves to get over against us at night on the bed and use our body warmth to warm her up. And then he talks about the fact that if there's two together, they can resist when somebody attacks, and that's certainly something that you hear the police constantly say: when you go out in groups, and you're much safer than if you're out by yourself. And then he talks about a cord of three being very hard to be broken, and I certainly think that that's something all of us have experienced. If we look at a small piece of string, it can sometimes easily be broken, but if you put two or three strings together and twist them together, it becomes something you have to cut with a knife or scissors. And so we talk about the fact that when three are together, that certainly much better for you. And he said it's better to be poor and wise than to be old and foolish. And he particularly emphasizes one that's no longer willing to take instruction. And we all have seen people like that. They've gotten to a place in life where they think they know all of the answers and all of the things that need to be done, and therefore they refuse to take instruction from anyone else. We know how foolish that can be. It seems to imply that maybe he saw that in David, his father. Perhaps he saw that David, when he got to be older, thought he had all of the answers and wouldn't take instruction. Or maybe he was reflecting on his own life and the fact that he thought he had all of the answers because of the wisdom from God, and that he couldn't take instruction from anybody else. But we all know that we can all continue to learn, all continue to benefit from others' advice and instruction, provided it's asked for, and provided that we know that they have wisdom of their own, that they can instruct us because of their own experiences or because of their own wisdom. And that certainly is the case for today for me, because today we were talking to a supplier of Medicare supplements, and we found that we were paying too much for our supplement, and that it's wise to go out and quote those things from time to time, because a plan G is a plan G is a plan G, plan F is a plan F is a plan F, and every supplier of those plans for Medicare supplements have to give exactly the same services for those plans. Don't confuse that with what they're advertising on TV as a plan C, which there really is no such thing as a plan C. That is something that insurance company has made up, where they have taken over the whole billing process for Medicare, if you will, and give you what they want to give you, and not all C's are the same. So A and B are from government, but C is not. F and G and some of the other letters are all government regulated, but C is not. So be careful. In any case, we certainly see that there's wisdom and counsel, and I asked a friend what they were paying for their Medicare supplement, Plan G, and they told me, and I was shocked, because it was much less than what we're paying for our Plan G. So it's good to take counsel. We all are constantly learning and constantly benefiting from counsel of others. And we ought to be wise enough to ask for that counsel. We don't have all the answers ourselves. In any case, Solomon seems to be really concerned about others here in chapter 4, those being oppressed, those that are trying to live the single life, and those that are not taking counsel. As they get older, they think they have all of the answers, and they're not wise enough to take counsel when they can get it. So I hope that you'll take a look at chapter 4, recognize that Solomon, from his very beginning as a king, seemed to really care about his people. And we see that again here in chapter 4, the care for others and the fact that we are better off together than we are by ourselves. And that's my thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day.